In the beginning of this video, I had called that thread a debt, but in actual sense, I think is more of ownership. In my last video, I had talked about how credit and debt are two sides of the same coin. When you have a credit, someone else holds the same equivalent debt. In this delicate balance, what we call money itself is actual debt, and debt is money. And this is how I arrive at that conclusion. When you borrow money, you are essentially creating a debt. Directly or indirectly, that debt becomes part of the global money supply because the lender, maybe it's a bank or some other entities, can use that debt and they record it in their books as an asset. Since you will be paying it back fully, and at this time, you will be paying it with interest. So in simple terms, the promise to pay back your loan or maybe your debt can be used in our economy just like money. So debt is seen as a form of money because it represents a future exchange for a value. So if the most money that we use is created through borrowing and the debt we owe is closely tied to the credit that we have been given, it makes more sense to me to say both money and debt move hand in hand, constantly shifting in this financial dance that we all take part of. So that being said, what if debt is not about the physical money that we use every day? What if it's a tool of ownership used or leveraged by the lenders? When you take out a mortgage or maybe a car loan, you may have your name on the property, but your ownership is still in its infancy state. Your ownership is still conditional. Despite how much we value ownership, achieving it nowadays is becoming increasingly difficult. You may live in a house and say that you own it, but if debt is tying you to that house, do you truly own it? If something were to happen and you could not pay your mortgage, the true owners, the lenders, they could reclaim the property, and that is true ownership. It is the power to take back what was once given when a breach has happened based on the contract that was signed. And in Proverbs 22 verse 7, it is no wonder the Bible talks about the fact that the borrower is a slave to the lender. At that point, it occurs to me to ask this question. Have you ever stopped to wonder if everyone owes money, then who exactly is this money owed to? Who actually is extending their ownership on every one of us?